Shalom, beloved. Welcome to Give God Glory Through Your Story. I'm Cecilia, your host. Today I'd like to talk about praise in testimonies. There's a lot of people that say that they don't have testimonies, but we all have. Praise and testimonies goes hand in hand. Yes, if, let's say, for instance, we were living in a different timeline, I would believe that when people say they don't have testimonies. But we are living in a timeline where we have the Bible, that is our guide, that is the Word of God, that is a book full of praise and testimonies. I want to use examples where when you pray for yourself or when other people are praying for you or maybe when you are praying for others. The first story that I want to use, we can read that in 1 Samuel, the first chapter. This story is about Hannah. Hannah was a woman that was barren. Hannah was married to Elkanah, and Elkanah had another wife named Peninnah. Yearly they would go for offerings that is taking place in Shiloh. So that was the only time where they can go to the temple. Peninnah would always laugh and mock Hannah because Peninnah had children and Hannah didn't have. So Hannah would always go to the temple, she would pray, and the priest would say, she should stop drinking because she was so sad and so bitter. She would pray, her lips would move, but no words would come out. So the husband would say, "Why are you crying? Why are you sad? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? Hello, she wants a child. She wants a son. She has a husband. The husband can't play the same role as the son. So that's different. As if it wasn't enough for Hannah to go through all that. It was Peninnah, it was Eli, it was the husband. So it was a lot. But Hannah continued asking God for a son. Hannah eventually, as she prayed, God answered her prayer. There was a testimony. So the next example that I'm going to use is the story of Elijah. Elijah was staying with a widow. This widow had a son, and the son was severely sick. So this woman was so aware of her sin in, her lifestyle and how she's living that when the son got sick and the son died, she approached Elijah by saying, "Man of God, is there anything wrong between me and you? Have you come to remind me of my sin and for my son to die?" So Elijah didn't say anything. Elijah just took the son, go to the upper room, and then when Elijah got in the room, Elijah said to God, "Oh Lord, have you brought more tragedy to the widow I stay with?" So Elijah stretched 3 times on the sun, and Elijah uttered the following words. He said, "Let the life come back to the son." That's what Elijah said. Elijah prayed. There was a testimony. This is when, if other people are praying for you. So, the other thing that I want to say is that was the Old Testament. I want to go back to the New Testament. We all know what Revelation 12 verse 11 say. It says that we overcome the enemy by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. If we go to 2 Corinthians 3 verse, I'm going to start reading the first verse, what Paul says. Paul said, "Are we starting to commend ourselves again? Or do we need, like some false teachers, letters of recommendation to you or from you? No, that's Paul's answer. You are our letter of recommendation, written in our hearts, recognized and read by everyone. So verse 2 say that you are a letter written in our hearts, recognized and read by everyone, which means that you as a person, it doesn't matter what you do, people are reading you. Yes, I always say that people do not read the Bible. They read you. Whatever you are doing is your lifestyle for them, is a whole Bible for them. Verse 3 says, you show that you are a letter from Christ, delivered by us, written not with ink, but with the Spirit of the living God, not on tablets of stone, but on tablets of human hearts. In conclusion, I want to say that most of the time people are asking, but why do we have to share? Most of the time we are in connection with people that either went through the stuff that we went through or that is going through that. So it's that where we have to help each other, where some people have to make big decisions, and maybe some of the decisions that you made were wrong, so they can learn from your mistakes and what you did. But the whole moral of the story is give God glory through your story. Blessings to all.